sometimes it's fun just to let out your darker side. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another Glacial Geek video. Today, I am excited to come to you with the new Mandrakes from the Nightmare Kill Team Nightmare box that was generously sent over by Games Workshop. So thank you for that. And they gave it to me to allow me to show you kind of, guys, what is inside of this box and also what is up with the models here. So I decided that the best way for me to kind of show it off and show what's going on is to try out the new Mandrakes, since the kill team in there, that's the Night Lords, is basically just Legionaries with an extra sprue. But the Mandrakes are a whole new model, a whole new unit here. So I thought it would be kind of cool to show a new one and a new model that we could go with there, and just show you how to paint them up quickly. Just giving them some work there, a combination of the speed paints and the regular paints to give you something that could work really well, and that I think will have an awesome look on the battlefield. So let's get right into it. So as you can see, it's a big chunker of a box. It comes with a whole bunch of stuff inside, including a big old piece of terrain and some barricades, which is really fun, especially for kill team and sitting it up there. Being able to work with that, I think, is a super awesome kit here. I'm kind of liking what they're doing now with the new kill team boxes. The fact that they've got the kill teams in there with a little bit of terrain, but they don't really overload it like they used to. I feel like it's a good way to get something in there, get the kill teams that you want without being like overwhelmed with all of the terrain that you kind of build up. I know there's a lot of people out there that are, you know, really lovers of terrain, but I've got a lot of terrain that I have not built, that is just sitting there, and I kind of don't want a whole lot more. So this is nice to be able to get the kill teams and have it here and be able to play with them. So I haven't tried any of them, obviously, yet in game, but going in here, I decided that I wanted to build the Mandrake and give it a shot. And I chose a sculpt that had the cool, flamey stuff going on, because that just looks so awesome, and I felt like it would be a really great way to show like a cool effect that you could do with it. So we're going to build him up and see where we go from here. So the first thing that you want to do is, when you're painting something like this, you're kind of doing a combination of regular paints and speed paints, is I like to start with anything that is a base coat of a regular paint. So for instance, here for the skin, I decided to go with the deep ocean blue as the base for the skin, and then kind of build it up and work on the skin so that I could go back later and touch up on the white parts when I go into the speed paint, as opposed to trying to paint after the speed paint and then touch up. But once I got the skin done, it was then moving on into the other speed paint portions. So with his cape or dress or robe or whatever it is that he's got going on here, obviously it's meant to be like flesh or like skin, tanned skins. So I kind of went with a base of a lighter skin tone here, and then from there I took some of the darker skin tones and kind of went over different patches that they had on there to show a little bit of variety. But I did it while it's still wet because it kind of blends it in, and it makes it a more subtle look as opposed to a really like jarring kind of difference between them. So it kind of blended them in there, but still had that look of a patchwork skin piece of fabric or whatever, skin leather that you got going over there. So with the flames here, basically what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to get like a gradient from the blue down into the green here. But at the ends of it, I wanted to feather in a little bit of a black speed paint there to give it a little bit more of like a burnt end to like maybe like smoke maybe coming off of the flames there, or just like with the ends. Like if you look at like a candle on like a citronella candle, you can kind of see that the black like oily viscous flames that you kind of get off of something like that. And that's kind of like what I imagine that their flames are kind of like. With the base, I actually sanded down the surface of it so that it had a more smooth surface before I kind of glued them on there. And then from there, I decided that I wanted to do like a kind of like a fade or like a swirl kind of thing with between like that deep dark red and like the burgundy almost, and an orange, like a deep orange there. So they're kind of similar, but a little bit of the changing the color there, kind of working back and forth and going there. I really laid it on thick here, and it kind of pooled up, and it kind of made for some interesting little kind of like work in there. But I was pretty happy how it turned out in the end. And there we have it with the finished Mandrake. This one in particular is called this one's actually called an Abyssal. I think he turned out pretty cool. I really love how that fire effect looks. I really like how the skin cloak looks there, and the skin himself looks really kind of interesting. Could I have done a better job? Maybe, but I'm really happy with how it turned out, and I'm pleased with what I got in the end there. So there we have it. I'm pretty happy how he turned out. I think he looks awesome, and I think that all of the sculpts there in the new Kill Team box are going to be awesome. So if you want to be, they're on pre-order now. You can give them a check out. Go get some yourself. I'm not sure how they're going to do, if they're going to dominate the scene for you or not. But for me, I think they just look awesome, and I'm actually also really excited to kind of get into the Night Lords ones as well, and see what I can do with them. So I hope you found this interesting, seeing what was inside the box, seeing me paint up one of the models there, and I certainly found it interesting. I found it a lot of fun to do. But let me know down in the comments what you think, if you think that this is maybe your next Kill Team, or if this is something you're going to pick up for your 40K army, or if it's just something you're going to pick up because the models look cool. So I hope you guys have all enjoyed this. I certainly have. I have been Phil, the Glacial Geek, as always, and until next time, stay safe and have fun.